Thank you. I just wanted to first say I deeply appreciate your work. I love all the information that you share. It resonates with me.
Good to remember what you know, isn't it?
Yes. Also, it resonates with what I think the personality Jesus was trying to teach from what I know and what I've read. I do have a question. I feel like my body or my personality is kind of like the analogy of a car, and I need a jump. And so I was going to ask that I receive I want to call it an initiation, but I don't know if it's that. But what I can do is...
You know, what happens if when you want alignment and you're not in it and you ask for a jump, it's more like electrocution.
Oh.
So, but you're also extreme. You sort of, you think that's what you want. And so what we want to remind you is that if you step back into a more general place, you're just wanting as much as you can take in. So you're really not wanting and just the fact that you think that you need a jump puts you in a place where you can't really receive it. So you would just get electrocuted if we tried. You see what we're getting at?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
That did occur to me before I asked.
Yes.
So in the Ask and It Is Given, you wrote, as the words flowed from Sheila Theo, I felt them penetrate to the core of my being.
Resonance. It's the same resonance that you were talking about just now.
Okay.
That feeling of resonance.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So then the other question I have is, I have been praying with my mom and my sister every morning at 5:30, and we say the same prayer. We've been doing this for 4 months. And it occurred to me that the intent was to...
When you pray
yes.
every day for 4 months and you say the same thing,
yes,
it's sort of like you're not really expecting it to come. In other words, you only have to ask once and then get out of the way.
I agree. I just wanted to...
Who trained you to pray like that? Your kids who won't take the garbage out, so you keep asking and asking and asking and asking and asking and asking. In other words, there's a little bit of not believing tied into there somewhere, isn't there?
I agree. That's
unless it's a prayer of appreciation, is it?
No. We start with the Our Father prayer, but in a sense, the way in which we evolved into this process.
Our Father.
Yes.
Our Father who is somewhere else. No. Please give to us today this thing you keep refusing to give us. We've asked and asked and asked. We're in our 4th month now. Don't you think it's about time that you ignore law of attraction and give us something that we are vibrationally opposed to? Amen.
Well, okay.
Or, thanks for what's coming, looking forward to what's coming next.
Okay, that's fine, because, you know, I have to get up at 5:30 because we're in different states, and so for them it's 7:30.
Well, why are you praying together? Dun dun dun.
Well,
because you think it's more powerful?
Well, initially, yes.
What? But it isn't.
No, it isn't.
It's just 3 times as much resistance.
Okay.
Glad you came?
Yes. Yes. Because
but you see what we're getting at, in other words.
I do. I just wanted to know.
I've been praying on my own, but you know, maybe if we could all gather together and come to an agreement about what we're reaching for. See?
Right.
And what we want you to realize is that, first of all, life is causing you to request. And so you have been asking. We wrote a book. You just talked about it. We wrote a book. Ask and it is given. So you put out the vibrational request and the vibrational reality of it occurs. That's what we were talking about. It's a vibration. Now, how are you going to turn those thoughts to things? How are you going to make that? How are you going to be the realizer of the fullness of what you're asking for? Because step 1 happened, you ask. Step 2 happened, you have been answered. What are you going to do? You're going to keep going back and doing step 1 again? Pray again. Go back and do step 1 again. Pray again. Pray again, pray again, pray again. You hold yourself incessantly in step one. The question and the answer are different frequencies, different vibrations. The problem and the solution are different vibrations. So you've already done the asking, and it's already been heard, and the answer has already been done. Now what's next? You got to find some way of getting on the wavelengths where you can realize, realize what you know, realize the answer.
So I get it, and I agree, and that was why I asked the question.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but now my new dilemma. How do I tell my mom and my sister? Because they operate, the difference between the three of us is I don't have any fear about it. But when we pray, I feel that there's a sense of fear from the way we were raised in that particular religious manner. So I love them both. My mom, I think, is enjoying the company every morning. And my sister, I'm not quite so sure, but I feel there's a sense of fear. And I wanted to say to them last week, we need to stop praying because of what you just said. Ask and it is given. And I believe that. But
well, just shift your prayer. First, we want to say that we're glad that you get it. And next, as you hold anyone as your object of attention while you are in that knowing, it will benefit them. But you can't bring somebody else into that. In other words, those are things that they're going to have to find on their own. You can influence them. That's what Jesus did. When you stood before him dripping your illness, he didn't allow himself to see your illness. He knew your wellness. And so if you said to him, how can I get my mother to see what she cannot see? He would not have seen you seeing your mother not seeing what she was seeing. You see what we're getting at? Because that can't be part of the vibration. But what you can do is encourage them to turn the conversation into conversation of appreciation. Things already realized, not things missing. So much evidence of what you're looking for already in your experience. Yes. And the inspiration will flow to you. You see, this is the thing that is the most satisfying about a conversation like this. You had a very clear question. You presented it in a very clear way. We had very clear recognition of your question and stand where your answer is. So we presented in a way that you could hear it, the solution to that, and you received it fully and said that you did. And you did. Now you are in a different vibrational place. So now when you step back from this new place you've found, you'll feel yourself stepping back from it. And it's likely that it'll happen the first time that you're on the telephone. But now what you're wanting to watch for, and this is what we've been talking about all day, watch for the ideas that occur to you. Ideas that occur to you that have not occurred to you before. And when those ideas come, they'll come in it's what revelation is. But we don't want to use the word revelation because revelation is always happening. It's the realization of the revelation that we want you to be queued up for, you see. And so when you get an impulse to say something, say it. Don't let your fear of your mother's fear keep you from telling her something that she wants to know that will help her. You see what we're getting at? That's like saying, I don't have any fear except I have fear of your fear. Well, now you've got fear.
Yes.
And so what you want to remind yourself is that clarity is clarity. And there is so much that your mother knows that is in perfect vibrational harmony with everything that we've spoken here. These words come out of her mouth. These exact vibrational sentiments come out of her mouth often. She's not as far away from the resonance in all of this as you have believed her to be, you see. So there isn't anything to be afraid of. Source doesn't need anybody to be in a particular place under a particular label in order to receive the benefit of the gaze of source. In other words, it's always there. It's a done deal. Ask and it is given. Everything you want, all queued up for you. You just have to, as individuals in the world, find your path of least resistance. And you know what? Your path of least resistance is not the same path as anybody else's path of least resistance. You're not saying to anybody, I found the path, I found the book, I found Abraham, I found this, and now you must walk this way with me. That's the opposite of what we are teaching. What we are teaching is that everybody has guidance, and everybody is blessed, and everybody has source energy, attention upon them, and everybody has lived life. Everybody lived life even before they got into this body. Everybody had momentum going. Everyone had created a vortex of reality, a vibrational reality that is in the process of becoming. And everybody gets to enjoy the evolution, the constant, eternal, never-ending evolution of their beingness, you see. There's not some place that you need to end up or something that you didn't get done that you need to get done. It's not like that at all. It's all about the pleasure of the moment. It's all about the inspiration, the syncing up with the inspiration. It's all about the flowering or the blossoming of your own thoughts in your own moments. It's all about the self-discovery and discovery of others in the moment. It is not about somebody else having figured out all the answers and now they're dropping breadcrumbs to lead you to the trail so that when you get there, you'll finally be at that place of resolution where you're supposed to be. It's all about the process. It's all about the path. It's all about the gap between who you really are and who you're allowing yourself to be. And it's never about closing the gap. It's only about moving in the direction of who you are rather than in opposition of who you are, you see. You can't get this wrong. You never get it done. And you cannot get it wrong. And your mother can't either, you see.
Thank you very much.
Got a little revved up there. We want you to all leave this room and forget about having been here. Don't work hard at trying to be the creator of your own reality. Accept that you are. Trust the guidance that is within you. And go live in the world. In other words, get on with what you've come for. Follow the path of things that feel good to you and let everything unfold for you as you have wanted it to be. Prove to yourself how capable you are of holding a vibration that yields things that you want. Because they're in the vortex. You just got to find a way of realizing them. Do you know that? Can you feel that? Do you feel on the brink of it? Don't you sort of want to go running into the woods? Let's not talk about it anymore. I don't want to talk about vibration anymore. I don't want to talk about emotions anymore. I just want to go to In-N-Out Burger. I want to go to In-N-Out Burger and eat the best burger I've ever eaten in my entire life. I want all the cells of my body to revel in the deliciousness of it. And then I want to go someplace else that's equally fun. Yes.